Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Friday forecast that's going to go into the BlockHash newsletter. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, be sure to go over to Substack, blockhash.substack.com in particular, and sign up so that you can get access to the Friday forecast every single Friday. If you're listening to this already in the newsletter, welcome. And we're going to be discussing in particular, I think the price target is somewhere in this range. And I do expect this to get a little bit more parabolic. So I'm going to say, in 2027, maybe we are at the upper bound of this. All right. Maybe we come in and we hit 178. Again, today it's sitting at 177, high of 224. I don't think 278 is an impossible number to get to, because what you very well might see is a parabolic jump like that, and then it comes back down to correct itself. And maybe that's where we end up at. Maybe we way overshoot this. But if we're just looking at where we're going to be in 2 years, that's entirely possible. Now, longer term, beyond that, like let's say you want to put TSM in your long-term portfolio and you don't want to look at this again until like 10 years later. Okay, sure. Let's go with the 2034. That's, I guess technically that's 9 years, but assuming that we stay in this funnel, maybe we end up somewhere in the 300 to 330 range. Maybe we end up actually punching through and having a hard time, and maybe this dwindles around and then pops up after a few more years of developing out data centers, and then we have some big AI breakthroughs. Another possible scenario. I don't see a scenario where this comes down and TSM falls apart. Like something dramatically bad would have to happen to the world's leading semiconductor company. So it's more likely that we go parabolic to the upside. The only way to really look at that is to see the strength of these moves. Moving 162%. Similar move would put us around 350, entirely possible. This move here was 220, 287. So let's say from here we were to go, say this is the low. What do we get if we go 225, 579? Entirely possible. Again, we're looking at this on a parabolic scale. It could go that high. I don't think it'll be there in 2 years, but in 10 years, absolutely. So I'm going to say that based on where we're heading, based on the trajectory, I'd be surprised in 2 years if we aren't sitting somewhere around that 278 mark. And I'll leave this here and we'll come back to it eventually. But we very well might go further parabolic than this. And it might have a lot of bobs and weaves along the way. It might take many different forms and shapes. But again, you have to look at the direction of the industry, where the money's going, and who relies on TSM year over year. So I think they're positioned to do very well. Everything lines up very nicely for this being a good long-term buying position. And again, with them opening up and investing into the US market and expanding out their data center reach and being in their target market, there probably is going to be many other cost savings and business partnerships that they'll be able to get into a lot easier. That's it for today. See you guys next Friday on the Friday forecast. Take care.